In 1969 in London, two friends, John Rendell and Anthony Bourke, walked into a pet shop and saw something heartbreaking. A small lion cub sitting alone in a tiny cage. The cub looked weak, his eyes full of sadness. John and Anthony felt sorry for him and made a life-changing decision. They bought the lion cub and took him home, giving him the name Christian. Christian grew up in an unusual environment, a cozy apartment in the middle of London. He played in the living room, ran in the park, and even rode in the car with John and Anthony. People were amazed to see a lion walking on the streets of London. But as time passed, Christian grew bigger and stronger. Keeping a lion in the city was no longer safe. John and Anthony knew they had to let him go, not because they wanted to, but because it was the best thing for Christian. With heavy hearts, they took Christian to Kenya, Africa, where they met George Adamson, a conservationist who helped lions return to the wild. At first, Christian was confused. The wild was so different from the cozy home he knew. But over time, he learned to hunt, survive, and become a true king of the savannah. Then came the hardest moment, saying goodbye. John and Anthony hugged Christian one last time, hoping that he would live a happy life. A year passed. John and Anthony missed Christian terribly. But many people told them, Christian is a wild lion now. He has forgotten you. If you go back, he might not even recognize you, or worse, he might attack you. Despite their fears, John and Anthony returned to Kenya. They stood in the savannah, waiting, hoping. Would Christian remember them? With a joyful leap, Christian jumped into their arms, just like an excited kitten. He rubbed his head against them, purring like he was still the same little cub from London. Christian never forgot his friends. That moment became one of the most touching reunions in history, proving that true friendship has no limits, not even between a human and a lion.